What's up, everybody?
What
do you guys think of that video? Did you? Were you guys able? Did you hear it with like with sound and stuff?
Yeah.
Yep.
We saw it all.
It's not too shabby, right?
Yeah.
Especially the one with the boat in the background watching somebody catch a fish. That's awesome.
I know, isn't that funny?
I mean, it was Ryan he was watching, but he wasn't catching a fish.
No, he caught a lot of fish that day. I was taking pictures of him. He was in Jose's secret spot on the canal. Then he was that was awesome with the rubberneck and bass boat. I love that. So what's up, everybody? Justin with NYKBF. We got Josh, we got John, we got Jose, we got Paul, we got Bill. So we are going to have a round robin here in just a few minutes and talk about Lake Murray. Right. Yeah. Just kind of chat. Why wasn't Jose on that? I'm going to be sharing videos. If you guys make post comments, I'm going to post them up here so that everybody sees them. Jose has never really caught a fish. It's always his daughter.
Yeah.
Maybe we can add her to the.
He just hides his daughter in the front hatch of the kayak till he gets out away from everybody. She catches all the fish. He measures them, then she hides, comes back towards, collects the cash.
Yeah, we allow it because it's awesome. So
yeah.
I pay her in swim bait, so she's happy.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, Josh, you know this person?
Looks familiar.
Yeah.
We got a couple people in the group. Thanks, guys, for tuning in.
What's up, Rick? What's going on?
Hey, Rick.
Rick. Awesome. Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah, definitely. So a couple cool things to just update before we get talking about you guys' past experience. So John went crazy on Tourney X yesterday. Literally spent probably the whole day and built our whole season. Other than there's just a few more that need to get uploaded. The championship and a couple the 4th of July and Labor Day event.
I see Tourney X prompts in my sleep now. So
hey man, when you said you wanted to take over that, I was glad to let you have that. But
not sure I knew what I was getting myself into, but yeah.
So all of those are up on Tourney X now, so you can enter as many tournaments as you want. And plus the codes, the members only discount codes are live. They are up in the members only Facebook page. I'll probably put out an email later this weekend, just outlining all of the links either.
They're in the pinned comment, right? On the page, the share or the saved, whatever it is, saved post.
Yep, they're right at the very top. I will say, do not try to just look at it and type it in, copy and paste it, because sometimes there's zeros and ones and uppercase I's, and it's a mess. So just copy and paste it, and you'll never have a problem, I promise. But
how many members are we up to?
So we are climbing. So we're averaging probably about 1 or 2 a day, which is really nice to see. We are about 75 right now.
There's the one who catches all the fish right there.
Yep.
Yeah, there she is.
They say you catch all my fish. Is that true?
Yeah, she's here. She wants a hat.
Gave it up.
She's gonna ask for a hat or something, or stickers or something.
On both heads.
Oh. Moved up in the world.
Yeah.
You don't want one of these custom.
Oh no, we want
NYKBF.
What?
And I like it.
I want weather to come where you don't need one of those.
Yeah,
That's true.
That'd be nice. Yeah,
that's true. I don't know. We start our tournaments pretty early. I think you need them pretty much every day.
my wife's been wearing mine around. She really likes it. So
they're nice.
We still got a few available. What did we say? $25 for those? I think if anybody wants one.
25. Yep.
Yeah.
We got a few more still left. So if anybody's interested, let me know. But yeah. So let's kick it off first. Let's just jump right into Murray. You guys gonna kind of go around in a round robin. We're gonna keep it casual and everything. Just don't yell over people. But When did y'all? Oh, look at me talking like a Southerner already. Ugh. When did you guys head down? Josh, why don't you start? All right, nobody else is going to be there. You start, and we'll go clockwise.
I actually got down there on the Sunday, the start of the pre-fishing, the Sunday before the tournament. So I was able to fish all week,
right?
And get on.
Yeah, so you made a holiday out of it and a half.
Yeah, which was kind of nice to have that much time to kick around and find some different spots and stuff, because that's the way that lake is laid out. It's a big lake, but there's a lot of fingers and coves and a lot of different stuff there to search and try to find some spots.
Yeah. Phil, what about you? When did you head down?
Unfortunately, I didn't get to go down until Thursday night, so I got in there about 8-9 o'clock Thursday night.
Okay.
Which only left me with.
You had 1 day of practice, pretty much, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's the norm. I mean, not everybody can be like Josh and take a week off, but I don't know. Paul, what about you?
I could have probably done it in 3 days. Would have been better. It almost got monotonous to be there for the whole week. But
really? Too much fishing. Huh? What's that?
So, yeah, I wanted to get out of this weather, so that's why I went down Sunday.
So you went down on Sunday, so you had almost a whole week of fishing too.
Did a lot of pre-fishing, which really was a waste of time for me.
Jose?
Pat and I took off the Monday before, so we had about 4 days pre-fishing, and then about 10 miles a day while we were there.
Yeah. Wow. Now, I know you and Pat kind of hung out and you stayed together pretty much, right? Did you fish together?
What we normally do is we split up. I go 10 miles one direction, he goes the other direction. We come back, and it's the best way we've found to like break down the water together.
Nice. That's smart. Now, did any of you guys fish together, or did you guys all kind of do your own thing, other than Jose and Pat?
Josh and I talked every now and again. I forgot Paul existed because he hit me up for information. I didn't hear from him again, so I figured he was on fish.
Yeah, I was on nothing. I had nothing to tell you.
Like we break up or something, Paul? I was like, damn. All right.
I was embarrassed.
Yeah.
I found absolutely nothing all week.
That lake is huge. I mean, it makes Cayuga seem small. I mean, it's just
50,000 acres.
Yeah.
And you can hit. I mean, when I was getting asked by Paul and Josh, they were like, "Hey, what's the lake like?" I'm like, "Well, you can fish 100 feet deep at the dam. You can fish 6 inches deep in one of the fingers in the Saluda River.
Wow.
And everything in between. I mean, they were post spawn, they were pre spawn, they were on beds. I mean, you can find them just about everywhere."
Yeah. So that raises a good question. I like, obviously a lot of people talk about, southern lakes and the difference between fishing south and north, and you were south, right? Like you were far enough to have this conversation, but would you, I mean, I know all of you guys are pretty versed in New York fisheries. Would there be a lake or a body of water in New York that you would compare it to?
Not really. Well,
all right, interesting.
You can make a hybrid lake. I mean, you got Cayuga on the one end.
Yeah.
Kind of colored water, just the giants and how aggressive they are sometimes. Throw a little Oswego River in there with that chocolate milkish in the Saluda. And then the dam. I mean, I don't fish a lot of really deep water.
So, what was that, Paul?
I couldn't find no grass all week.
No, there's no grass. It's like this big.
Really?
Yeah, that's a big change. Like I know when Pat and I first went down there last year, it was like I don't like grass. I'm the oddity of New York, man. I suck at hemlock. I suck at Candice. I suck in the grass. Like I am not your stereotypical fisherman. Like I'm still learning how to fish that stuff, which is abundant here. I get down there and it's all rock. I'm like, oh, I feel comfortable in this. It's just I'm not a grass guy. So Pat, on the other hand, really likes that grass. He's from up here. He's always looking for it. And we got down there the first time. There was no grass to be found. We found a patch of grass that was maybe 10 yards wide last year, just one spot. and the grass was maybe 2 inches tall. That was grass. They were actually holding on that because that was grass for them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, see, they draw the lake down. And I think that's what it's for, is to kill the grass.
Kill the grass. Yep.
From what I heard from a couple guys, it's because a lot of the guys like their deep cranking, so they like to kill the grass off, so they keep it off their baits.
Yeah,
but
interesting.
I don't know if that's true or not, but
that's the style of down there, I guess, huh?
Yeah, all those man-made reservoirs, they draw them down for flood control in the winter and spring, and then they let them fill back up. So it's hard to grow grass when you have 50 to 100 foot water changes.
Yeah. But like Jose said, the lake is kind of diverse. I mean, to take New York lakes, you'd have to put a bunch of them together to make up that lake, because there's something for every style of fishing there.
Interesting.
Really. You got your deep stuff, you got your shallow stuff, you got your rocky stuff, your points, there's something for everybody really there. And there's fish on all of it from what I saw anyways.
Yeah. I mean, practice wise, I was on an A-rig bite, something fierce. I loved it. I caught a couple 20s. I didn't have Josh's week, but I had a decent practice where I got 88 inches in one day.
That's not bad.
Dude, I was happy with that. I knew that would be a check cashing day.
Yeah, that's a good day.
I had no backup. I had zero backup. Everything else, I literally threw that. I posted a picture of at least 50 baits in that tray, and I threw every single one of them. Ned rig on up to a 9/8 swim bait. I couldn't get bit on anything else but the A-rig. And, a lot of that's my fault because I don't know how to throw a jig. I don't know how to throw that shaky head. I'm not patient to sit there and I watched a Fluke Master video. He said, leave it there for 2 minutes. I'm like, you're freaking crazy.
Nope.
Sit there for 2 minutes.
I know, right?
That's me.
That's so boring.
What happens?
But it works. It's a technique that works. I don't know.
What happens when fish get pressured 12 months a year? Everybody complains how they can't fish, in the wintertime up here, but you don't realize how much that helps the fishing the rest of the year. Those fish haven't seen a bait for 4 months, and they're a lot stupider at that point.
Josh nailed it, man. There were fish everywhere. When but the problem was I couldn't get a consistent bite in the same spot. So I'd mark, 5 or 6 fish, or I'd see a school right there. I'd get one hit, and I'd assume there'd be more, and I wouldn't get another bite there. I'd go a mile up the lake, and I'd find another spot. Same kind of setup, rocky point, wind blowing on it. These boulder rocks, kind of chunk rock, kind of everywhere. And it was just like that throughout the lake. But again, it was onesie, twosie fish. I never had a flurry of like 20 catches. It was.
Yeah, I went to like 5 different launches and caught fish at every launch. So it was kind of hard to narrow things down to where I wanted to start and where I wanted to fish on Sunday, because I literally caught fish at every launch that I went to.
Yeah, that's sometimes that's the joy of the long pre-fish time frame, right?
Oh, I was having fun.
Gives you too many options to roll around in your head and second guess yourself, right?
I actually narrowed it down to 2 different places. So it was like on the first day, it was like flip a coin, and I don't know. I guess I took the wrong side of the coin, because I ended up the first day I only got 1 20-incher, like 6:45 in the morning, and that was it all day.
To nail down real quick, Josh, I gotta brag on you. Tell everybody what a fun week of fishing looks like. What was your month-long total out there?
Yeah, we're gonna get to that big time. Yeah.
Holy crap.
But I got beat out with 111 inches.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
Really? Somebody overtook you?
Yep. He upgraded 11 inches on the last day. I don't know if it was a sandbagging issue or, but 11 inches on the 27th.
Was the guy that
for the people that are listening that don't know, Josh went down, and during his pre-fish day span, as well as the tournament, he entered in the South Carolina State month long for KBF, and did very well. I want to talk about that kicker though, because that thing made the rounds in NYKBF. 23 and a quarter.
Yeah, it's right over my shoulder there. If you can see it.
Oh yeah, I see. So let's talk about that. I mean, is that the biggest one you caught by far?
But down there, or in general,
like yeah.
That's my personal best. Down there, I caught a 22 down there too. So
I hate you.
Me too.
I hate you.
You were on the
I
big
got
board.
like a 20 and a half, and I was catching decent fish, but not a lot of them every day, you know.
So let's talk about the experience of going down there. Like Bill, I'd love to get your feedback as you know, these other guys, they went down for, you know, a while. They had the luxury of being able to just, you know, not have any responsibility in life or something and just, you know, go down.
Hold on. Until you guys make kids like that, you can't say that.
What's it like going down and then, right, you know, just kind of getting there? Have you ever fished that lake before?
No, never fished the lake before.
So that could be kind of, that had to be pretty nerve-wracking, right?
Oh yes. I didn't go down with any expectations. I was looking forward to possibly getting my personal best, and I would have been happy. And I figured, you know, why not do the tournament? I wanted to do a bigger tournament. Yeah. Always wanted to get out on that lake. Spent weeks before trying to watch every video, try to get every piece of information that I could
Smart.
On the lake itself, and thought I had a pretty good game plan, and it didn't go so well. The spot, I was way up off of the main lake, and figured to kind of beat the crowd. And Friday got out there, and the water was pretty stained. Only fish I could get into were the ones suspended around the balls of shad, and picking up a few. The biggest that day was not a monster, it was 18. So Saturday went back and figured I'd do the same thing, and I wasn't marking fish. I was finding the bait, flipping docks. I threw everything that I had, and it was rainy, crappy, cold, and I forgot my boots, so I had basically like my sandals on, and I don't have the scupper plugs in my native, so I was standing in freezing water all day. And also, there was a pretty good temperature drop from Friday as far as the water to Saturday, and it just all the guys in the bass boats were pulling out of there. I was like the only person on this lake, like everybody except for some crappy fishermen. So I was like, yeah, it's probably a good sign that there's no fish around here. I know
I tell you what, I've been there. I've gone to tournaments where I've launched and fished and not seen another competitor all day long, and then I'm like, wait a minute, but somebody else sent out a memo and I didn't get it or something. But yeah, those
seen a ton of crappie I was marking. I know they're crappie, but no bass. In the morning, looked like some were blowing up on the shad, so I was just like, cool, soon 6:30 hits, this is going to be great. And nothing. It just kind of a little discouraging, but I figured, you know, Sunday was going to be a new day, better temperatures, and decided to go to a different launch, much cleaner water. That looked promising. There was one or two other kayakers out there, and I didn't see anybody catching any fish. And, you know, time to time, I try not to look at it. And I was looking at the leaderboard and going, yeah, I suck. But it's all good fun. It's a learning experience. You know, everybody has their good and bad days. I was thankful that, you know, I was able to get out there and do some fishing and get out of this crappy weather, because I left in the ice storm. I'll pull some pictures. My kayak was, you know, covered in like 3 inches of ice.
Jesus.
So yeah, it was fun. So I don't regret anything. Like I said, I just really hope to I've caught, a few bigger fish, and I should have moved where I wanted to, down into like the mid part of the lake, down there further. And, I kind of felt confident in this other spot, and it didn't pay out,
Yeah.
So
I think that's a fair point too. If it's a learning experience, and you can't let it discourage you, because I mean it's a new beast, for a lot. Was this the first time for all four of you guys? This is the first time on that lake for all of you guys?
My second time.
Jose, your second? You fished the same location that you did the first time?
We did. We started off in our first 3 spots, and then we actually fished day of the tournament on a new spot we hit.
Okay. All right. Well, then, so you should have done a lot better than you did, buddy. So
thanks for bringing that up. I didn't do that.
I was gonna give everybody the benefit of the doubt, except now for Jose, I mean, you should have done a lot better. I don't know what to tell you. Didn't you learn the first time?
I've caught more fish than my tournament directors this year. I'm just saying.
That might hold out for one of us. I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry, John. I didn't include you. I'll tell you that.
Well, let me just say this. I'm glad we had some northern boys putting some fish up there and making us look good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, he leaves.
Just kick Jose out again. Bring him back from StreamYard jail.
You can't be mean to the host. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with it? What I say goes. You have to just take it.
Well,
you act like people are here to see you. They're here to see us.
Nobody
cares. To Jose's credit, I think the second day last year you got into fish. Was that at the same spot?
No, that was at the spot we tried the first day. So it was interesting how it's set up. I saw you, Justin. I got 70 inches last year on 4 fish. I couldn't find a 5th, and that was a day that a lot of people struggled at. 16, 17 incher would have got me a check.
Yeah.
So, and I had a horrible day 1 last year. We had the same thing kind of this year. I mean, I know, Bill, you kind of mentioned it. We had a 20-degree temperature drop in air temp. It was almost 80 degrees on Friday, and it was barely 50 on Saturday.
Yep.
Some wind, some 15-mile-an-hour winds and some rain. It made it no fun that way. But water temp on Friday afternoon, when we left the water, was 61 and a half. I got hit the water, it was 56.
Yeah.
I mean, dude.
Well, I mean that's the kiss of death. I mean that's when you got to throw that luck card. I mean you just gotta hope that your spot is where they're hanging.
Up where I was fishing also. It was heavily stained, and Saturday was worse. I mean, it was pure chocolate milk, and there was lots of debris in the water. And I think that was like Friday was like 68 the water, and it was only 60, 61 on Saturday. So it was just crazy.
Yeah. So Paul, talk a little bit. You've been very quiet in that cozy position of yours. Talk a little bit about your experience. You went down a little while ago. Did you try like a bunch of spots?
Excited to get down there. Excited to get out of the weather. That lake is intimidating. I tell you, it is big.
Scott.
Those fingers on the map, those fingers don't look like much. They're the size of hemlock.
Wow. Yeah.
Yep, that's a good point.
No, it's incredihad
Wow.
But my pre-fishing wasn't as good as these guys. My pre-fishing was terrible, to be honest.
You had the better tournament. What did you do on day 1 that caught you all those fish?
Thank God. I don't know, because I was driving out of the ramp of my campsite on Saturday. I did not know where I was going. I pulled over and I literally flipped a coin. And I went to the spot and I had thankfully I had my best day of the week on Saturday.
What were you doing? What were you throwing?
I think I finished 16.
That's amazing.
Awesome.
Something I never caught a fish on before until I went down there. Shaky head.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I caught all the fish on the shaky head.
Honestly, I saw your name at the top of the leaderboard. I'm like, they must be hitting a chatterbait. Like,
I caught 1 fish on a chatterbait all week.
Really?
Actually, that's what I caught most of my fish on, was the chatterbait.
Really?
Yeah. That's the only thing I could get bit on in practice. That's what I caught all the fish every day on was chatterbait.
I couldn't get him to hit a moving bait to save my life.
No?
I caught my few fish on a shad-colored rattle trap. It's the only thing I could get a bite casting into the bait balls. That was it.
Jesus. Yeah, between all of you guys, there's no pattern. Jose was throwing a freaking bait that was this big, probably.
I'll be honest, man. I get pretty pissed off on the southern lakes. I've been to Florida now once and South Carolina twice, and Caddo down in Texas last couple years ago. I'm pissed at those fish because they don't hit swim baits. I mean, I bought those swim baits, and that's the land of big fish for big swim baits.
Yeah.
I catch so many 12 and 13s here on an 8-inch bait. It's funny. It's funny looking, but it builds so much confidence to keep throwing it.
Sure.
It doesn't intimidate me to stop. I get down there and I'm throwing everything that works up here, nothing. Not even a sniff. I pick up a stupid shaky head or, luckily they bit the A-rig so I can at least redeem myself a little bit. But,
I got nothing on my A-rig.
Dude, I was crushing it. That day I got the 88 inches. They were gut hooking themselves on the A-rig. And everything was fat. I caught striper. I caught largemouth. I had such a fun day that day, but I had to go 10 miles to get 5. I got 6 actually, but I had to go 10 miles to do that. And that's kind of it was nuts. And like Paul said, I mean, they are the size of hemlock. I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah, there's 650 miles of shoreline. It's crazy.
I tell you, you think about it, we're really blessed up here because we have such great fisheries that are manageable, and every one is different. So you can, if you wanted a different style of fishing, you just go to a different lake. Irondequoit Bay is completely different than Silver. I don't know, you name it. Like every lake is different. So it's pretty cool to think that when you go down there, it's just like you have to know it, or you have to just know like.
Well, I think a lot of it is due to the pressure that those lakes get too.
Those lakes get hammered.
It actually changes the fish's patterns.
Yeah, those lakes get hammered so much harder than our lakes up here. Those lakes, there's 2 tournaments out of every launch from April all the way through November down there. Like it's just insane the pressure that those lakes get. Yeah,
like on Sunday, I was getting my bites way back as far in the coves as you could get, like the docks that were almost out of water, that probably haven't got hit as much as the lakes out in the docks out towards the main lake.
Interesting.
And that's where I was getting my bites, But you figure they had a 200 boat tournament the weekend before, and then they had a 150 boat tournament the weekend of. So I mean that's a lot of pressure just in the 2 weekends. You know what I mean?
Oh sure, yeah. So what about? Did you guys go? Did you all attend the award ceremony, or did you head home? Or
I actually went.
Only one guy.
I hope you would have.
What's that?
What, Paul?
If I would have caught a 23-incher, I'd have went.
I went. I got a free soda.
Hey, all right.
Nice for KBF. That's pretty good.
Bar, I got a free soda. They had to cut it short because they had technical difficulties, so they couldn't. We didn't get to go up and talk or anything, but it wasn't. Probably would have had it out a little bit early if I knew that. But
did you? Did any of you guys talk to like the guys who finished high up? You know what they were doing? Were they doing?
I was talking to a couple of the guys. A lot of them were shaky head fishing in the dirty water. I mean, that was the deal. I mean, that's what most of them caught the fish on.
Yeah.
Now, as far as pre-fishing, Sunday was the only day that there wasn't wind from the south. There was like a 15, 20 mile an hour wind from the south right up to like Friday evening. So it was hard to get on that section, on the southwest section because of that wind. And I think that's where a lot of the fish come from.
Oh, interesting.
Now on Saturday, the wind had switched to the north, and it was a lot calmer from the north, and it was calmer on that end of the lake. So, but all the top 10 guys talked about muddy water and right up shallow as they could get and as slow as they could go. So
See, I didn't see nothing up shallow at all.
Did anybody-
I was back deep in the
Did any of
coves.
you guys catch a fish
Two.
early in the morning?
what's that, Paul?
I was saying, did anybody catch a fish early in the morning? Because the tournament, the first half hour, 45 minutes was in pitch black.
Mm.
I
It was
caught
dark.
one, but the 20 that I
Really?
caught on Saturday, I caught at 6:45, and it was
So it
like
was-
in between
It was
two
still dark
docks.
then,
And I'm
Really?
like, man,
Yeah.
it's gonna be on, and then nothing all day. I hit everything, and I put a lot of miles on and nothing.
So Sunday was warmer by temperature standard, whatever.
Yeah, it was kind of muggy.
Yeah, so much fish that I had to turn the fish finder brightness down.
Oh,
Really?
wow.
That's how lit up the area we were at, and it was getting blown up like crazy. So Pat and I were across the channel from each other. There were 2 other kayakers in there. For that first hour and a half, none of us got a bite.
Mm.
Dark time is when I'm really comfortable. When it's pitch blackout, couldn't get
We know.
bit.
We know that.
So it was
Yeah, us judges know that. Every single fish you submit is at like 2 a.m.
Yeah,
NYKBF's got to start these tournaments a little earlier.
no, it's magical, especially so different
A
tournaments.
little earlier. A little
Just a
earlier.
little bit.
Yeah,
Safety.
Got to get that morning. Got to get that morning bite.
Yeah.
I like it. I got one in pitch black on the Susky one year for a KBF tournament. I caught an 8-pound catfish on a chatterbait. Pitch black, couldn't see nothing in current, and that thing pulled me out. It scared the hell out of me. So, but it was. I mean, I like that night bite. I'd rather we do a night fishing tournament.
Yeah. Night tournament. Yeah,
Appears you're not alone.
we've talked about it before. It's just hard to find a place we could do it. And then,
Hemlock or Canadice.
That's actually the worst place to do it
yeah,
because
That'd be
there's
so-
no signal.
Right, there's no
Yeah.
lights at all. Right.
Yeah, I didn't think about the signal. You're right.
Yeah, that's true.
I know I'm crazy and do 2 a.m. fishing, but I'm a little smart sometimes.
yeah.
Hey, you saw that USA Bassin or whatever from Jackson? They're doing those. You can set up a working man league through that.
I saw
you
that.
can do your night tournaments through that. There you go. Tournament director wannabe.
Not quite. Not even close. I let that hard work to you guys. I'll just enjoy the fun part of it.
So, what do you guys think? Are you guys? Do you have plans to go to another national event this year?
Maybe Lake George.
There is a right answer here, just so you know.
I'd like to go to the national one that's going to be on Cuga.
Yep.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about right there.
Okay, so I'm assuming that you guys are going to go to the Cuga one. Any others? Bill, did you say Lake
I'm
George?
going to,
Yes.
End of
So you're
March, I'm
probably
going to
George?
Santee Cooper.
Nice.
Paul, you're doing
There you
Santee Cooper.
I'm
Nice.
doing the whole Santee Cooper, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. That'll be a good one.
I know
Yeah.
Darren Steinbeck's also doing that one.
Darren and Bailey are both doing that. Yeah.
Bruce and I are
Okay.
going down. Bruce is doing it with me.
Oh, nice. Yeah. See, the only problem with Lake George is we have a tournament that day. So
Oh, I didn't even see that yet. Oh, there goes that.
yeah, we're on Hemlock and Canadice that day.
Yeah.
Well, and then Honeyway too, right?
Yeah, Honey is part of it
Yeah.
too.
I was mad.
it stinks. It's gonna. I mean, Lake George is a good tournament. I'm gonna be on the record and say I would not hold a grudge to anybody that would want to go out there if they wanted to compete in the bigger one. But Hem Daisoy is gonna be fire too. So
Yeah, and actually, a lot of people don't like it, but I like Honeyway Lake.
So Jose,
Especially since
I
it's like
love-
10 minutes from my
favorite
house.
lakes right there.
I
Hemlock
love
and
Honeyway.
Canadice, that's Jose right there. Hemlock and Canadice. That's his spot, man. Right?
I'm hoping my wife says I have something to do that day.
Yeah, I was gonna say Jose's probably just gonna.
I like Canadice better than Hemlock. There's only certain spots I get fish on Hemlock.
I'd rather
Oh.
go like
I love both those lakes.
Haven't
I
quite
love all
figured
three
it
of those
out.
Lakes. They're fun lakes. Honeyway is just harder to find that size, but I mean,
Yeah.
you could definitely catch more fish there. I think.
Now,
Anyway.
now the
Yeah, I
BC's encouraging bigger crappie there. They're gonna raid the bass nest. They're gonna kill all the fry. So
Yeah,
I'd like
there you go.
any big fish that were starting to come out of Honeyway, are going to be done with the DEC and pushing bigger crappie out of that lake now.
Vince agreed. I love Canada ice.
Yeah.
It's pretty. Those lakes photograph very well.
Yeah.
That's that.
Yes.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. That's what I do. So I just take pictures.
The pickerel, no joke in there either.
No.
Canada ice. Yeah, there's a lot of pickerel on Canada ice.
Yeah.
Even hemlock. Oh, yeah, I mean, that one, I think it was hemlock. It was like a good 4-pounder. I mean, it was nice. They were hitting pretty hard that day.
I'm gonna jinx myself right now, but I am going on 2 years right now of not catching a pickerel.
Oh, that's all you're going to catch now this year.
Have you casted a line?
2 years, and I said that last year too. I said I haven't caught a pickerel all year, and then I didn't catch one the following year. So maybe that's my
Chatterbait south end of Canada ice. You can't miss.
Did
Or
you guys
hemlock.
catch any?
Jose, do you
Did you
remember
guys catch any
where were we?
pickerel down there?
We were on. When did we go out? And you were catching pike like crazy, and I couldn't catch
Canisius,
one.
man. Oh
Was
my
that Canisius?
gosh, that was
Yeah.
awesome. I
Yeah.
landed.
It was awesome for you. I was so upset, man.
Dude,
I was like, how am I not catching a pike? He's like pulling them all in left and right. It's the story of my life. I
probably had 25 hits that day. I landed 13. They were coming out of the water like a shark on a seal.
Beasts too, like beautiful.
Every one of them was like 35 inches.
Yeah.
You probably caught a tiger muskie that day too, didn't you?
Yeah, I probably didn't realize it. I mean, I was just so excited. I know what they look like.
Oh man,
I
tell you what, everybody loves that lake. I have yet to have a good experience on it, and even though I enjoyed our time fishing there, Jose, it was a lot of fun. It's just not. That and Aranda are not my bread and butter. They're not my favorites.
Yeah, Aranda Bay. There's a cell phone of yours still sitting at the bottom of that, right?
Cell phone. I think John Zeker's boat's still in the middle of the bay.
I actually grew up in Aranaquay, grew up fishing that lake, that bay.
Yeah, God bless you, man. It's beautiful. It's so nice.
There's some nice fish in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nice perch in there.
Nice rock bass. Yeah, a lot of nice rock bass there.
I agree with what Scott just said.
Thanks. Thanks. Well, that's the hope. That's the game. That's the hope this year. I'm gonna actually get something in the water this year. So, whether it's my phone or a lure, we'll see. I don't know.
I never heard of a pickerel hitting a drone. But that's
the way I fly, man. I don't know. We'll see. But so hey, let's go back. Let's get back to local. I know obviously the big leagues are fun. There's fun to go and experience that. You guys are all experienced NYKBFers. Is there something on the schedule that now that you guys have gotten your itch scratched, is there something that you're like really excited about come April, May, June, that's on the NYKBF schedule?
I'll go first. None of them.
Great, thanks, buddy. Okay,
I'm not
here we go.
Smart.
That's
Way to
great.
sell it.
I'm not saying it to be a smartass or mean. For real, it's going to be a test for me. Traditionally,
just kidding. That's fair. That's a fair question.
Traditionally, every one of them places that we're going to this year is tough for me.
Oh, come on, you finished second on Cayuga at the States.
At Cuca. Look at my previous history. I'd never limited there before.
Yeah.
Canisius. This was the first year I limited at Canisius.
Yeah. Canisius in late April is a totally different lake. That's
Canisius, but I'm just letting you know that I don't fish like everybody else.
Yeah.
So when everybody says, "Hey, that place is easier," they're doing really good. I tend to struggle.
Yeah.
And it's my own fault because I'm too stubborn to pick up the stuff that I know is going to work. I'm going to make those fish eat. It's like that one meme I see all the time. You don't suck. The fish suck. You're not biting your
There you go. That's it.
Well, yeah, that's part of your fishing style, man. I mean, you like to throw what you want, and those fish got to conform. It's just
they got it.
So you got to send them a memo a couple days beforehand.
So I'm personally nervous about the whole schedule. Nationally, though, I mean, like I was looking forward to the native tournament. That's an MLF style, man. I had a blast in October. I did really well in the Susky, but they changed the date, so we're going to be on the St. Lawrence
I'm really bummed that those are conflicting because I'll be honest, I was excited to go to that. I'm more excited to go to St. Lawrence. I think that'll be a lot of fun. But if there was going to be one major tournament that I was going to go, it was going to be that one. And the
Susky's magical, man. It's my favorite place in the whole country. And it's humbled me every major event with the exception of the native one. It took me 4 years to finally get a good day on that river. And it's unlike anything I've ever fished. It's scary as hell. I'm literally terrified the whole time on the water.
Really?
I made my 180 fins into kick-up fins last year. It's just a beast of a river, man. It's unreal. You can stand in ankle-deep water and catch a 20-inch smallie. It's the craziest thing ever, and it's awesome. I recommend everybody at least tries it once.
Yeah, I've never river fished.
River smallies. They're a lot of fun.
Yeah,
that's what I've been doing is river smallies, and they're
totally different breed.
You catch 20-inch smallmouth in 6 inches of water.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean, that's
I'll be honest. I mean, there's a good chunk of the Susky that's in New York.
Yeah.
So I would be lying if I never said like we should look into that. I think it's a little far away. It's a little of a stretch, but we'll see. Yeah. We'll see what happens with St. Lawrence because if St. Lawrence has a good showing, people will drive to Susky, I think. But and again, it's not like the area. So
there's a lot of good fishing and quite a few launches too. Yeah, where it is in New York. So
yeah, agreed. Yeah. So I mean, it's something that we can think about.
Yeah.
A lot of big muskie too.
Yeah.
Big like
my PB muskie,
50-inch muskie.
Yeah. Paul, what about you? What about you for the NYKBF season?
No, I'm looking forward to it. Definitely. So when I get back from the Hobie, it's not going to be just 2 weeks till the charity tournament.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's right. It's a lot of traveling.
That's the 22nd. Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking forward.
What event you looking forward to most?
Probably Cayuga, of course.
Yeah.
Like everybody.
Hard to beat Cayuga in early May. I mean, every cast has a chance at a PB there. I mean, that time of year.
As long as if you can get to the bridge before everybody else, you can get to the flat before everybody else.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's usually a race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate that place.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. You hate that place. You realize we know exactly where all your fish come from, right, Josh? We see them. We know you hate that place so much.
Stop talking about Mendon Ponds like that.
All them big ugly bass. They're constantly
yeah, Jose.
Yeah.
Bill, what about you? Anything stand out on the local trail series that you're excited about?
Just every. Oh, me or
Bill?
Bill.
Sorry.
Kind of canisius. I either kill them or do nothing. So I'd like to go out there and do good. Doing a tournament. Pretty much all the lakes I'm happy to fish. I just enjoy getting out there and catching fish. Cayuga, I know because the beasts are in there, and I'd like to get into some of the bigger fish and put some inches up on there. So I'm just excited to get out and fish. I can't wait. I've been working with yak rods and waiting. They just informed.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They just informed me the other day that they're having a problem with their blanks and getting them. And so my rod that I was expecting here shortly is hopefully going to make it before our opener. I use their black line, and they use actually St. Croix blanks, and that's the manufacturer that I've been with using. I use all St. Croix stuff, and kind of like the yak rods, and decided to give it a try and talk to them. Awesome customer service, really down to earth people, and kind of hopefully working with them and maybe getting some kind of a pro staff position and stuff. So
nice.
Sounds like a new sponsor opportunity.
Yeah,
we're good with Douglas. Thanks.
Good. They're good rods. Good rods, and it's a good company. It's always good to hear, about good customer service and stuff that stinks about supply issues, but that's industry wide. I mean, everybody's having trouble with supply chains and everything, and I know kayak companies are still hurting and trying to play catch up and everything.
I mean, it's kind of why I went to them too, is because I like St. Croix, been using them for a long time, and that they use their blanks and their higher end ones. So, that's kind of why I went to them.
Nice.
Josh, what about you, man? What are you looking forward to the most?
Just the season.
Can't say Kayuga.
I just want to fish.
I just want to fish.
Doesn't matter. I'm looking forward to all of them. I just like getting on the water and fishing. It doesn't. Nothing really stands out to me because I want to fish all of them. You know what I mean?
He hates Kayuga. Don't worry.
What's that?
He hates Kayuga.
Yeah.
Nobody fished Kayuga this year.
Yeah.
I want to know if Bennett over here was actually out on Erie Harbor, or if he just was driving by. I don't know. John, what about you? What about you? Well, we got this group here. What's something that stands out in your brain as the lake that you're pumped about?
I mean, I'm always
as the person that made the schedule.
It's always Hemlock for me, but I am looking for a little bit of redemption on silver. I have yet to put a limit up on silver, so I am I'm really going to go hard at silver this year, and I'm glad to be back on Cayuga in early May. We haven't been there early May for quite some time. We were late May a couple years ago, late June this year, or mid June this year. It'll be good to get back there in early May and really see some big numbers come up on the board. I can't wait for the first time we have a 100-inch bag out of New York. It's going to happen. After Nate put up 99.5 on Otisco last year, it's only a matter of time before we see 100.
If it's going to happen, it's going to happen on Cayuga in that time of year.
Yeah. I mean, don't snooze on the St. Lawrence, though. I mean, on Henderson Harbor is a really good tributary. I mean, we have some good times of the year for fishing the right lakes. So I'm not going to pick one. I just think. Well, Paul,
what's up, Paul?
Is Elite the same day at Cayuga too? Elite,
yeah. So we're partnering with them for actually 2 tournaments this year.
Yeah, we like to pretend that they don't see our schedule, even though we put it out a month before theirs, and then just happen to schedule events on the same day at the same body of water as us.
Yeah. So we'll be partnering with them with Cayuga, and then we're also partnering them with St. Lawrence.
Right?
Yeah, Slade Nation too for St. Lawrence. So
do they use Tourney X?
No, UKF uses that other platform that will not be named.
Yeah. Slade uses Tourney X though, right?
Yeah, Slade
uses Tourney X.
So it was kind of weird. They Cayuga and everything is the same boundaries. Everything's normal like that, but the St. Lawrence one, we wanted to be in the bay, kind of have a little bit more protection for our peeps. But then they didn't want to extend through to the bay, so they're just doing the river. So to keep it fair, we extended it. We have the bay and the river. So if you want to fish all 3 tournaments, you have to be in St. Lawrence River in the actual river. If you want to just fish us and Slay, you can fish either in the river or in Henderson Harbor. So is what it is. And it's and we'll still have like a joint party thing. So I'm lining that up still as we speak, but pretty good time. I mean, we have Doc's Tackle and Morgan Marine are going all out for us again for our awards for multiple events. But you know what? No. You know what? I am gonna pick a favorite. I am gonna pick Oneida Lake for the Invitational at the end of the year. Yeah. I think that is going to be a game changer. We had one trail series drop out. That's not that they're not going to participate. They're not going to come. But we don't care because whatever. but everybody else is on board. So we have 5 trail series that are going to be bringing event people, and just gonna be a party. Just gonna be a great event. And that time of the year for Oneida Lake, are you kidding me? I mean, it's just gonna be.
It's going to be on fire.
It's just going to be perfect for smallmouth. It's just going to be great. So that's and it's going to be a fun event. So Douglas Rods, Dakota Lithium, they're all like going all out for it. Everybody's trying to.
Anybody that stopped by the show last weekend, or not last weekend, the weekend before, the weekend before we had the big Dakota Lithium 60 amp power box there. So we had Dan's laptop or iPad plugged into it, watching Bass Live the whole time. There you go, right there.
Oh, it's so heavy.
Yeah, had it running the whole time. It was great.
I just broke my table.
Yeah, probably. They're massive.
Look at this thing. Are you kidding me?
It's got the inverter in it too, so you could charge your smaller batteries off of it. Like it's a complete, almost a complete off the grid setup. If you add some of the Dakota Lithium solar panels that they have to it, you'd be complete off the grid setup right there. 12 volt, 60 amp with an inverter. I mean, that thing's.
Where's the thing?
There you go.
There it is. Jose, you want one of these?
I do. I'm gonna win one this year.
Yeah?
Oh my gosh.
We got Cherokee.
It's so nice, and it has. Look at this.
Yeah, it's got ports on the outside, ports on the inside. I mean, it's.
No, that thing's legit. I got to play with it a little bit at the show. Look cool. It would look good in my house.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten it back, so Jose didn't take it, did he?
No. Dan brought it home. So.
Oh my gosh, that's heavy. And not for nothing, the cool thing, the battery hookups are on the outside too.
Yeah,
you can see the battery hookups.
Yeah, you could run a trolling motor to it or something.
Yeah, it's so sweet.
Actually, John, I was just at Silver Lake yesterday. I was out working at Morton Salt and decided to swing by Silver because we go right by it and a lot of open water.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Silver's open. Mostly, yeah. A lot of it is. I saw a picture of Chautauqua the other day where just the midsection is locked up. Everything else is wide open. Yeah, everything's getting pretty much wide open. We'll be fishing in a couple weeks here for sure.
Oh yeah.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair to note because I mean I know, it's always smart to have a little bit of a safety notice, right? So I mean, if you guys are going out pre-fishing or fishing anything, starting now until anytime, buddy system, please use the buddy system. Make sure you're in cell range if something is happening. You got, Jose touched that earlier. Don't mess around, and wear the right crap. I mean, it's life jackets, wear the right gear. I mean, don't go out fishing in jeans and stuff like that because that's just hypothermia is.
Yeah. We had somebody dump 2 years ago, I think it was.
2 years, yeah.
One of our members dumped pre-fishing in late March, early April, and was able to make it back to shore, but he lost a ton of gear. Had to have a boat go get his kayak. I mean, it was a rough day for him.
Yeah, I actually talked to him before one of the tournaments, and he said it was pretty scary. If it wasn't for this lady seeing him, he said he probably wouldn't be here. Yeah.
Crazy.
Not it's just you live and you learn, and luckily everybody you're good, but you learn from other people's mistakes, and there was a couple people that have died on National Trail Series over the past few years, and they were wearing life jackets, and it's just something happens and you just don't chance anything. That's my little soapbox thing.
I think I'll add to that, man, is bring a change of clothes.
Yeah.
Up until May, I think I'm always having a second change of clothes in there.
A dry bag. Yep.
Smart.
Yeah.
Smart. I mean, I know a lot of people, dry suits, wetsuit, whatever. It's a huge investment, and that's not in people's budgets. I mean, it's like a lot of money for one of those, but just be smart about it. Don't be in the middle of the lake if you don't need to be.
And like you say, don't go out in a pair of jeans or sweatpants in March or the beginning of April. It's stupid.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm a big preacher of never fish alone. Never fish alone, especially up here.
Especially that time of year. But, yeah.
Yeah, no, especially up here. If it's September or August, and it's the water's, 75 degrees, whatever, no big deal. But now this time of the year when we're just getting free water from being frozen, I mean, it's just not.
It's not a good time to take chances.
I mean, I like fishing probably more than anybody else, but it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it.
100%.
Be smart out there, you sons of.
Yeah.
So, anything else anybody wants to say or wants to close out on? Jose, you starting a new trail series or anything?
No, I did want to touch on one thing.
I'm just kidding. I think I know what you want to touch on, and go for it.
All right. You mentioned Douglas rods, John. I snagged a couple of Douglas rods from the show from Doc's Tackle.
That's not what I thought you were going to talk about. So never mind. Go.
Shut your pretty mouth, Justin. So I was thinking.
Aw, that's so nice of you.
I wanted to try out their swim bait side. I have their crankbait rod. I like it, the 724. Dan Hargrave's the one that told me about it.
Weren't you trying it out in front of a whole show full of people?
Well, that was pretty cool. I ain't gonna lie, that was awesome.
That was neat.
I was trying not to make it about me, Justin, but yeah, that was pretty amazing. I have not come off that high yet, but no, I was throwing the Douglas 7115 primarily for A-rigs and smaller swim baits. A lot of people have been reaching out to me lately about swim bait setups and just swim baits I don't know why, but they keep asking me questions about it. I can legitimately say all my fish were caught with the exception of 3. Actually, everything was caught on a Douglas rod, but all the A-rig fish were caught on that 7115. I didn't have any issues. It was a badass swim bait rod.
Nice.
What it is, I use it for A-rigs, and I'm gonna throw the mag draft on it this year. It's kind of my plan.
Nice.
But if you're looking
so
for
you'll have to get it all set up, get it all looking good, and then take a couple pictures and stuff like that, and we'll send it to Douglas. They'll be happy about that.
I could do that. Yeah, if you're looking for rods for real, I mean, it was a lot of fun to fish it. I had a blast with it. I'll be honest, I was hesitant on it.
Well, really?
Just because of the swim, I'm kind of a snob when it comes to swim baits. They make these garage bait builders. Like I have rods that are specifically designed for swim bait stuff. And you're not going to get them anywhere except for the garage builder.
Interesting.
So the fact that Douglas had them, I didn't know what they were about. I was happy I got some. They're pretty cool.
But all right, that's awesome, Jose. Before we close out and before we move on to anybody else, I want you to talk about Heroes on the Water, and I want you to talk about what's coming up for that.
Okay. So March 11th, we have our get together.
Right around the corner.
Yep, right down the corner in Webster, New York. If you're interested in volunteering, if you've volunteered in the past, if you just want to come out and see what it's all about, come on out. It's basically just hey, what's Heroes on the Water info event. I think Justin's gonna come out, right? Give a little seminar on kayak bass fishing and about how we do.
I'm gonna try.
You are gonna come out. I've already committed you. You're my +1. But what we were able to do last year with a group of guys, I think we had 13 or 14 guys from NYKBF. They were the heart and soul of the engine that drove Heroes on the Water last year. Yeah. Tracy is the guy that runs it. He's the director of the Genesee Valley chapter. And he had a vision of doing this for veterans, first responders, of getting them on the water. When he put it together, he had everything done. He did all the hard work. His hardest hurdle or the biggest hurdle he had was getting people to volunteer. He had no idea that I was going to go to national championship and meet the director of Heroes on the Water at the national level and inquire about starting a chapter here. I mean, I'm a firm believer in everything happens for a reason. This is one of those instances where we came together and the impact that we made on the people that attended was phenomenal. Mm-hmm. I had guys come up and tell me that, holy crap, I had no idea how much a couple hours on the water meant to somebody. Mm-hmm. On the veteran side, as a veteran myself, it kind of brought that connection, that camaraderie back that you don't find in everyday life. You know, there was no pressure. You didn't have to fish. I was doing more guide boat tours. I was on Hemlock. So I actually had a good time on Hemlock, believe it or not. And I was with these 2 veterans and we were on the water and the lady was like, this is just beautiful. She's like, I have not had this sense of peace and I don't know how long. We're just sitting in the middle of Hemlock. I want to fish. Like it's killing me not to fish, even though it's Hemlock. But she put it in perspective. Just the fact that we put them on the water, it was a sense of community. So I'd love for you guys to come out. You have any questions, hit me up.
Awesome.
Yeah, and Jose, make sure you post about that on our pages too. Make sure that that's all over the place, because I mean I know a lot of our members are helping you. They're part of it, and it just makes me so happy. So, we're all about getting people on the water and finding that kind of in peace with people, whether no matter what their background is or no matter what. So I'm very impressed with the amount of work you guys are doing with that. So any way that NYKBF can help and support, we will.
Thank you.
It is the kayak fishing is like therapy. Mm-hmm. I use it as my therapy. I'm not a veteran, but anybody that gets on the water in a kayak, it's therapeutic. I mean, it really is.
Jose, we have a fun about it, but that getting out on Hemlock or Canadice, I mean, maybe not the best lakes for you to fish in or whatever, but there's something about just hanging out in the middle of that lake and looking around. Especially, John, the last time we were out there with peak foliage, leaf, all the leaves were changing. I mean,
dude, I got some.
Where else in the world can you get that? I mean, it's just beautiful. It's just absolutely something.
All joking aside, man, it is my favorite lake to photograph. Yeah. I take my family out there in the kayaks. Mm-hmm. I mean, some of my great family memories are on that lake with my family, and just in kayaks, enjoying the views and scenes. I mean, it's a beautiful lake. Both of them are. I mean, they're not good fishing for me, but they're pretty. They're pretty.
Josh, anything to close us out with?
No, just get out there and do some fishing. It's right around the corner.
I like it. Paul, what about you?
Just looking forward to seeing everybody in a few weeks or a month or so, and looking forward to the season.
Awesome. Bill?
Same thing. Just really excited to get out fishing with everybody and get the season going and having some fun this year.
All right.
Awesome. John, anything to close us out with?
I mean, these guys cover. I think we're right around 50 days to the charity event. I think the last time I checked. So that will be white knuckling it till I get to those 50 through the rest of this time here. I'm sure we'll be on the water pretty soon, but can't wait to get back out and fish tournament, see everybody, and can't wait.
Me either. And to answer that question, yes. Is it planned yet? No. So
it's planned in our heads. We just don't have a.
It'll probably be planned pretty soon. I'm thinking it might be the last weekend in March. The 25th.
Okay.
But we'll see. So yes, we're gonna have one. Yes, it'll probably be in that Victor area where it normally is, kind of Rochester, right up the thruway, in the middle of I don't know what this means. She just sent no. What does that mean? No. She did something I said she didn't like. Okay. So she didn't like the date, maybe. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, we're gonna get together. If you guys let's get creative a little bit with the shirts, if you guys don't mind. If you're coming to the Heroes on the Water thing, let us know. We can make sure that the shirts are there for you. I want to get people their shirts. I guess we're planning the whole thing, Josh. You're gonna be a bachelor that weekend, so. It's not set in stone. We'll figure it out. I'm busy that next Saturday. I got to go to a birthday party, so we'll see. Maybe
whose party is that?
I don't know. Logan's pumped.
Yeah,
pumped.
It's my kid's birthday party. If anybody didn't know.
Let me know if you want me to bring the inflatable castle thing. I'll bring it.
Yeah, I mean, my backyard will probably be a swamp at that point, so.
Put it right in the road.
Yeah, there we go. I live on a side road. It'd probably work.
Nobody cares. Cares. But yeah, no. So we will figure out a time that works. If we got to do multiple times that I have to go to a bar and hang out with different people, I'll do that too.
Yeah.
So, hey guys, thank you for joining me. I appreciate getting your feedback from your trip. Hope you had a good time. But we're glad to have you back here in New York because it's better here.
The fishing, that's it. The weather sucks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not that bad in the summer. But
No.
You know, I think it's better because down there they don't have the winter to really like make them love and enjoy the summer.
They don't have that fall time that we do here.
Paul fell over.
Paul's getting a phone call.
Paul fell over.
Paul's getting a call. All
right, guys.
Thanks for coming in, guys.
Love you.
Great
Love you. We'll see you all soon.
Peace.
Have a good one.
See you guys.
Good. All right.